Toyota, Toyota, Toyota. Ik sta nu in Toyota. Ja, Toyota, ja, Toyota. Hiace coming on.
Hey, Charlie boy. So I'm doing some work on the 91 Hiace cruising cabin. And I was working underneath and I removed the tailpipe from the muffler to give me more room to work. Pulled off the tire to access this back area here. And in doing so, I had to cut the tailpipe from the muffler. So there's a piece that came out, and I had cut it with the Sawzall to take the pipe out, and then I reached in with the Sawzall to cut the lengthwise cut and use an air chisel to take it off. And there was a weld holding at the end, which I had to cut. So I'm assuming, and I think correctly because there are pieces missing on here, that when I was using that air chisel, it knocked a piece or two off, and there's still a piece inside the muffler rattling around. Some awful rattle sound. At first I didn't know what to think it was. Thought it could be rubbing around here somewhere, and I checked it out. You know, it was pretty much exactly where it had come off, so there was nothing contacting, there was a lot of clearance. So luckily that clamp didn't deform the pipe too much, as they sometimes do. There's a bit of a ridge there. I was able to loosen it off and use a little persuasion on it. I'm gonna get this inspection camera going, a crappy tire version. I think we bought it to look into a drain one time, or a P-trap or something, I can't remember. It's hit and miss, but I mean, it's been sitting in my job box for 15 years now. I used it maybe twice actually. I think I looked in some ducts with it one time. So I'm gonna crack that out and see what I can see. If it's something I'd use regularly, I'd get the M12 version. I believe they make one. Okay, upside down. Let's check it out. Okay. Can't see a damn thing. There's the pipe. Still pretty dark, but there's the other light. Really hard to see in there, but by grabbing the flashlight I can kind of help it out a bit. And I think there's a piece right there, if I'm not mistaken. That's been making all that noise. Yep, so I'm gonna run a little magnet in and fish it out. Now here's something I forgot about. It was just in my tool drawer where I keep the magnets and fish tools. But I bought this when I was traveling in the States. It's a little flashlight. I think I got it at AutoZone or somewhere like that. It was sitting by the counter. And I thought, oh, might come in handy, little flashlight. Pretty bright LED. Look at that. It's got a flexible head. This is a ticket right there. So without a doubt, the most ridiculously hard thing I've ever filmed. Here we come, here we come. That thing's way in there. Holy moly. Come on, come on. Got him. Look at that. That thing was deep. There it is, dirty bugger. That thing was in there. It's right there, I can see it sitting right there. Look at that. Huh. Got it. I seriously doubt there'd be another piece in there. But that worked so well. That thing was about easily halfway down the muffler. I'm so glad I got that out, because so had I not noticed that the first time, that would have started vibrating later and drove me crazy. And then try to figure out after the fact, once I've got everything back together, what could be happening. Could that be engine trouble, like a bearing kind of knock? So this little thing isn't as useless as I thought. 3 times in 15 years. See you again in 5 years, camera. But this little thing just paid for itself, the $7.99 or whatever, $4 or whatever it was at the checkout of an AutoZone. And where did the puzzle piece go? Right there. So let's compare. So that's the piece there that I curled out with the air chisel. Didn't realize I had snapped it clean off. Yeah, so that's it. That explains my mystery noise. So I'm gonna just expand this a little bit, smooth it out so that the tailpipe fits in a little easier. It's pretty snug as it is. And this is a really tough, really well-made flaring tool or expanding tool. It's got bearings on it, but it's built it's pretty stout. But I grease it almost every time I use it. But for this, it should just take just a couple hits on the impact. And this is why I love the Milwaukee stubby impacts. Look at that, fits right in. Works amazing. Really strong, and as you turn the bolt on here with an impact, it drives down this wedge and splays those open. And the only problem I had with it is that I tore one of the O-rings, I think this one, and I replaced it with one from a generic set, but it's a little thinner. But it stays on. It's been working since then, so that's fine. I think it was $150, something like that. Oh, looky. That's it right there. Highly recommend. Initially, I'd gone to Princess Auto for a Princess Auto special, which I still have. However, yeah. Garbage. Light. You can just, I should have known, I should have just left it in the store. It's just light cast steel, and it snapped the first time I used it, so that was that. And I went online and ordered that one, and I've been happy as can be. There, then at some point I'm gonna just run a little weld on that, clean it up, weld it just to keep it in place, but that'll work for now, to make sure it's at the right position and whatnot.
Toyota, slik starter denne låta. Ja, låta, ja, låta. Hiace kommer nå. Helt ny kassevogn på høyt nivå.